news.
Breaking news.
That's right, Weasel has exclusive HD 3D surround sound coverage.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Los Santos. This is Lucky Smith, reporting live from the HQ of Weasel News headquarters. And the story that I got for you today is a very dire one of important interest. Sometime yesterday, in the late hours of Los Santos, there was reports of crimes that took place regarding a kidnapping, and there was a victim that got harmed in the wake of this crime. It was a very, very close friend of mine, Jax Carter, brother of Matt Carter of Pillbox EMS. Jax Carter, he was a very, very close friend of mine. And, he was captured by none other than the notorious Felix Ashford. He is currently still at large right now at this time. He is wanted for murder of 2 or multiple lives right now, including a murder of an infant. And he's also wanted for terrorist acts of bombing buildings, cars, and hacking into the electrical grid, messing with the power systems and shutting off the power, which is how he normally traps his victims. He turns off the power and he lures them into the darkness, tries to capture them. And he's also wanted for mentally and physically causing harm to others. He has a way of sneaking into people's minds and playing games with them, manipulating them, trying to turn them against one another and making them feel hopeless. He is also wanted for arson, setting fire to multiple places, including a mechanic shop that Los Santos Fire Department responded to, and he's also wanted for kidnapping multiple individuals, including LEOs and EMS. This man is currently at large still and very elusive. He's already escaped the custody of several police officers, including a prison break a couple of months ago, where he succeeded to lure a security guard to his cell and snap his neck. He escaped afterwards. He's a very, very troubling character. He's a monster. If you have any idea of where this man is, please contact the police hotline. Just to show you how severe the situation is, I'm going to give you a tour of the outside and the inside of this building. I've here lately urged my co-workers to go home, so right now the Weasel News building is empty. There's nobody here working, and if you go outside to the streets, there's nobody out on the streets right now. Follow me. Johnson, keep following me with the camera. Be sure to take it off. We took the camera off the tripod to show you guys this footage here. One person's driving around right now. But the streets are very empty for the most part. There's a few brave souls that's still out and about, but of course, no, not everybody is afraid of Felix, so there's still going to be people out roaming about. gonna show you clips and images of everyone. And there's another pedestrian out about. But for the most part, the streets of Los Santos is barren and empty. Everyone has already caught word that Felix has returned. And there should be a late curfew of like 10 o'clock or so to go home and stay indoors with your doors locked and your windows locked. We're gonna go around and try to get some statements from PD and from fire and EMS and stuff and see what else we can figure out regarding this Felix news as it develops. We'll be back to you with more here in a bit. Back to you, John, with the sports. I'm live. I'm back at the Weasel News HQ, and I'm with Officer. What's your name?
My name is Austin Williams.
I'm with Austin Williams, and he's here to provide a statement on the events of what occurred last night regarding the rumors of Felix being back and about a victim that he took last night. Sir, what situation can you tell me about Felix? His first and last name and everything?
Yeah, so great question. And I know a lot of the people are a lot of people in the city are are going to be seeing this on the news and are going to be frightened by the events that occurred last night at the pillbox. I can tell everyone in the city, and I'm speaking to all of you, that we do have it under control. We do have leads. We're investigating the whole situation that did occur. As far as Felix's appearance, the only thing that we know currently at this time is that the individual's name is Felix. I believe other individuals may have eyes. Investigation probably has eyes. We're not going to release those details at this time, but as of right now, just rest assured that we do have leads and we are tracking this individual. So, and we are here at San Andreas State Police. We're here to serve you and protect you and to make sure that you're safe.
All right. Do you know when these events occurred last night? Like, what time did they occur, and where was this situation where Felix took my friend?
Sure. Yeah. So, again, great question. So the suspect was at large in the pillbox. We believe to be in the pillbox hospital. And was in the pillbox. This occurred around, I would say, 11 p.m. Local time. So, it was dark. It was there was a big thunderstorm that kind of came in through town last night. So everything kind of occurred at the pillbox. We did have some leads that there were some other locations that I'm not going to name right now on where maybe the individual was kind of leading us. We sent investigations in those areas and with no luck. So, we were vocally having conversations with this individual through the phone. We can track the phone, where the phone came from. Some of those locations did, in fact, come back to the pillbox, which is where we were located last night.
Thank you very much. Trying to think of other questions here. So can you confirm that he's still at large? Did you guys not know the whereabouts of where he is?
So we do have we don't have the whereabouts right at this moment, but we have leads that lead us to believe that we know where the suspect is and where they're staying currently. So as we continue to kind of pile on the evidence before we just make a knee-jerk reaction, we want to make sure we go about it very safely and that we don't just rush in and put people at harm, including the suspect.
Do you know if there was any other victims besides Jax Carter?
No, unfortunately. So Jax Carter was the only victim that we can release at this time. There were no. I can say confidently. that there were no other victims at this time.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, what seems to be your thoughts of all of this going on? Like, what's going through your head right now, knowing that that this evil man, Felix, that he's made his evil return back to Los Santos.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, what's going through my head? It's pretty straightforward and simple, and it's kind of the mentality that we do have at San Andreas State Police. We work very closely with our investigators. We have some of the best that are out chasing and finding and getting leads on this individual. I just know that if you do crime in our city, in any way, shape, or form, you will be tracked down and you will be caught and you will be and justice will be served. So that's kind of what's going through my mind right now. I know that this individual is still potentially at large, and that we're kind of a hound dog, if you'll say, tracking him down, and we will find him and we will secure him and we will bring justice to the family of Jax.
Yeah, we're hoping so because the last few departments before this one, there's been a lot dropping the ball when they had him in custody, and when it came to investigating him, like there hasn't been too much done when it came to him before. Did you promise like any kind of change, like that that there's like a better chance of like catching him this time, or like do you suspect the same thing I'm suspecting, that there may be corruption in the police department or in the DOJ?
Great question. So I can confidently say that there are some new faces in leadership in our department, in all departments, including our investigations partners, our team at the investigation office. I can confirm that when we have this individual, Felix, the suspect at large, potentially at large, I mean, whenever we have this individual um, in handcuffs, he will not be leaving, and he will not swindle his way out. And Felix, if you see this, just know that we're going to track you down and we will find you and we will bring justice and you will be behind bars for the rest of your life.
Thank you very much, sir. Um, do you have, before we close your statement, do you have any public service announcement to the city that I haven't like already kind of did?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would just end it off on, if you see something, say something. If you see anything suspicious, give us a call. That's why we're here. We're here to protect and serve and to make sure the city's safe. And we try to do the best we can every single day in, day out. We have people on the streets constantly trying to keep the streets safe. So, the city. Just want to let you all know that you guys are in a safe city, and we are here to help protect and serve. Again, if you see something, say something. That's all that I have, though.
Right. Do you believe the locals should have a curfew and be indoors by like 10 or 9 o'clock with the doors locked and the windows locked?
No, I mean, I would say, I mean, I'm a very big advocate of your amendment right of being able to carry and protect yourself if need be. So I think it's probably safe to not be in certain areas of the city, maybe where you hear some, maybe negative things. I might would just stay out of those cities, especially if you're going to be, traveling alone. I would just encourage it if you're going to be outside late at night. Travel with somebody that you trust, and maybe don't stay somewhere too long. Again, the city's safe. It's just best practice, I would say, at this point. That's what I would say.
Alright, thank you very much for your statement, sir. You
You're
really
welcome.
shed some light on the situation.
Of course, yeah, that's why we're here.
Alright, that does it for this part of the segment, ladies and gentlemen. I'll come back to you with more statements here after this. Back to you, John, with the sports. We're back with another like segment of this news segment of Felix Returns to Los Santos. And now who I have with me today is Fire Chief Valerie Hayes of the Los Santos Fire Department. And here's her statement for what occurred yesterday. Can you shed some light on what happened yesterday?
Yeah, so it started with there was a active fire at Pillbox. I don't know if you saw it on Birdie, the video and the announcement of that. So we dispatched over to that. Luckily, we were able to get it taken care of. There appeared to be like glass fragments on the ground, and sort of liquid that looked like it impacted the side of the building, meaning it was an outside source, and looking at arson in a sense, use of some sort of chemical to start the fire. We then, shortly after, get another call of an explosion at the mechanic shop off the grid. And there were people locked inside. We were able to get in through the door, the shutter door, but one of our units received a phone call from Felix stating that there were people inside. He didn't think they were going to make it, and the usual that he does. We were able to extinguish that fire. Very minimal injuries, just some minor burns to one of the individuals inside the building. Then, like a real bad storm rolled in.
So you can confirm that, that's when the city was first made aware of his return. He struck a mechanic shop first. Or do you think the first fire call was connected? Do you think that was connected?
Yeah, the one at Pillbox and the one at the off the grid shop, we can confirm is linked to one another. Based on the evidence that we found at both sites, matched glass fragments. The people inside the building claim that the lights shut off, which then, with the power shutting off, it shut off their automatic doors. So they couldn't get them open. Yeah, they couldn't get them open. And they heard the sound of something hitting the ground, and then that's when the fire started. And then, so we get back to the hospital after treating somebody for some minor burns. There was an officer who sustained an injury en route to the explosion. So we get back to the hospital, and that's when the power goes out at the hospital. And a man by the name of Jax Carter was locked in the bathroom of the hospital. And we could hear him talking to someone who sounded a lot like Felix. We didn't visibly see him. But he planted a minor explosive in the bathroom. It caused some burns and other various injuries to an officer and to Jax. We were able to get those treated. And so we're treating Jax. We get him stabilized. He had some pretty good burns on his leg. Some shrapnel, minor burns on the chest and arms. He stated he had to use the restroom, so we went ahead and let him go. And that's when one of my firefighters, Josh DeRollo, escorted him to the restroom. Upon escorting him, Josh stated that he felt something stick him in the back, and then he blacked out. Further analysis, and we found a bottle of all, which is a minor sedative. So that's when Jax disappeared. We later found him at the textile plant at the 8100 block of Los Santos with a major injury to the head, where he was later pronounced dead at the hospital a few hours later by Dr. Philip Johnson.
Can you confirm the time of death?
The time of death was roughly around 1:45 a.m.
Oh, I was still out of town by then. I was
Yeah.
chasing a news story like out of town, so I wasn't in Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, sorry for interrupting.
It's okay. But yeah, that pretty much the events spanned throughout the night of just various incidents with the man at large, and yeah, the police officers had initially stated that the case had gone cold because there was no evidence of any other activity, but they are now back on the case now with everything else that's been given to them.
So, what's with that one statement about them saying that the case has gone cold? Like, did they lose him? Was they tracking him at one point and then caught up with him?
They said lack of activity. It was out of their hands at that point to call it that. It was something that came from above them. They didn't have any more evidence to further the case. They were just at a dead end with the guy. So, case was starting to cool down, and yeah, now it just heated back up. So,
I would say.
yeah.
Thinking of another question here.
Yeah.
My mind is real cloudy. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
What to your knowledge, do you know what's being done, like on the police side of things? Did they like communicate with you or about what's being done?
It was just the basic communication, getting our statements of what we saw, as far as with the fires, and on a medical standpoint, since I was first on scene to find him at the textile plant, and things like that. Just evidence that we collected from the fires, and from the plant where he was found. Other than that, there's no real update. I'll only be attached as far as where it goes on the the arson side of things, because I'll be assisting with the investigation on that. But everything else, it'll just be kind of need to know, I guess.
All right, 10-4 on that one.
Yeah.
What to your knowledge, what's being done on the fire and rescue side of things and EMS, like since the events of what happened last night, like is there like protocols changing or strictening up, or what's going on that side of things?
So we have been stationing at Pillbox to assist with any incidents that may happen. Really the only thing that can be prevented is police intervention and catching the guy. I mean, if he sneaks up from down below and chucks a chemical at us while we're at the hospital, there's nothing that we can do to stop that. We still have jobs to do. We're still going to be out and about. So if, he decides to then start targeting us, we still have to be able to do our job. There's nothing that we can do to prevent it. It's solely in the police officer's hands at this point.
Yeah, and you would think that statement would, provide comfort to most people and stuff, but me, like most people, you could imagine that, like, since there's been so many balls dropped, so many fucking times that, like, you can wonder, like, who has, like, an actual grip on this whole thing, and you actually start to wonder, like, if there could be corruption in the police department, in the DOJ, like how far could it might go? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, do you think there might be
Um,
corruption in the DOJ police department?
No, I don't think that there's any corruption. What I think says so we have new investigators that are attached to this case, and when they pulled the prior paperwork, it was very like lacking of information. The evidence wasn't clear for things. So the officers who were assigned to it prior to the new investigators over not do a thorough job. And that's probably why they're no longer with the force, if you want my honest opinion. The 2-3 investigators that they have right now that are on it have been collecting evidence like nobody's business, and they were the ones who were able to arrest the guy. And then,
Yeah. We know
location.
Everything fine?
I'm at 8144. Okay, go to postal 8043. Can we step outside?
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, I'll put on the GoPro.
Sorry, I'm getting I guess somebody called and said something about a fire, but he said 8043, but we're at 8144, so I just want us to be in a area where it's safe. I didn't smell or see anything, but when he was caught, they transported him to Bolingbrook, which was going to be a 24-hour hold, so he was supposed to be transported to a federal prison. So that was completely out of our jurisdiction of, with the police officers who were supposed to go to a federal level. He was going to go to the state penitentiary. They were the ones that dropped the ball on the paperwork to get him transported, and that's how he got out. And now our guys are having to clean up the mess here of trying to find him again. So
you don't suspect that there's any corruption with the DOJ, like
no.
the prison
No, I do not.
Because it felt like too easy for him to escape like that.
So Bolingbrook is not meant for high-level security. That's why he was supposed to be transferred out. The paperwork was good on our end. It was not good on the federal end. They postponed the transport until they had it was some, political mumbo jumbo, yada, yada, yada of, this needs to be this, da, da, da. So we were to hold him for an additional 24 hours in solitary confinement with a one-to-one observation. So someone had eyes on him at all times. And unfortunately, that person that had eyes on him is now deceased. And that's how he was able to escape. So it falls down on a federal level of not, extraditing his transport out of here to somewhere that had better maximum security. Our prison's meant for low-level type crimes, not his level.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for clearing that up.
I would say it's more on a federal level as to why that the ball was dropped, which it's above our people's heads. So
yeah, understood.
Yeah.
Another question. How can you confirm whether there's more that's dead, or was it just just one dead last night? Do you know if there's any other victims besides
just one.
the prison guard and Jax?
Just the prison guard and Jax that we have confirmed. Obviously, if he, 10-4, welcome aboard. Obviously, like civilian wise, we would have to get with the county coroner to find any death records on that.
I can
But-
confirm that some lives was lost whenever Weasel News was bombed. So
Yeah.
who knows how
Yeah.
big that death count is?
Yeah. So the ones that we know for sure, obviously, is the prison guard. A potential driver went missing that day too, as well. So most likely he stole the vehicle. And and then the fatality from last night.
All right. Thank you very much.
Of course.
So to close this interview statement out, would you like to share your thoughts? Can I get your thoughts on like this whole situation, like how you feel, how you're processing this grief? If you have anything to say, about Jax, like a memorial kind of thing, what? The camera's yours and the mic is yours. You can say whatever you want.
On a professional level, frustrated. We've not been able to, get our hands on this guy. That, the police haven't been able to. He's very smart and very elusive. And always a few steps ahead. That professional level. On a personal level, very angry. Tired. And, just trying to deal with it, I guess. Jax was a good buddy of mine. We grew up together. And, he's like a brother. So it is tough. I did get to, see him last night. But, everybody has their own way of processing things. I'm more of those, I tend to process it alone and just handle it in my own terms. But right now I'm stuck in that stage of anger. So I might be there for a while, but yeah.
If you want that one.
Yeah. So.
I consider him a dear friend too, and this loss is very heavy.
Yeah.
Someone that's in our group, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm sharing a little bit of my thoughts to you, and that is probably not good on a professional level, but
it's okay.
Me and
if anything, it shows the real side of things,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's more relatable. That people can see, like, oh, you have these people that are in these positions where they have to be constantly go, go, go all the time. But when do they get the time to... Yeah. And when do they get the time to, process it? So...
I'll be sure to decompress after this, after I'm through with what I need to do. But yeah, folks, ladies and gentlemen at home, Jax Carter was a very close friend of me and Val, and a good pal, Loie, that was dating him. I don't know for sure when I'm gonna get her statement, if it's gonna be tonight or not, but we'll be sure to add that to this new segment at some point. Did you have anything else to say before I cut you off? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're okay. Just, I guess, for everybody, you see anything that's out of the ordinary or suspicious, then please let somebody know. Anybody, whether it's EMS, fire, PD, your best friend, anybody that you can tell, just to stay on the lookout and remain vigilant. He's a very dangerous individual, so just make sure you guys are safe. Use the buddy system if you have to, especially at night, until, we're able to get this guy.
thank you very much for your statements and for your intel.
Of course.
Like you shed some light on what's been going on. Like I didn't know about
absolutely.
I didn't know about the mechanic part, so that was definitely some new information for me.
Yep.